Welcome to Getting Real with Réal, where we ask the question, do we want it or are we just talking about it? Where we get raw, real, authentic, and brutally honest so that we can be the best version of ourselves. In this episode, champions, we talk about something that could literally kill you. So listen carefully.
All of that. So let's talk about what could literally kill you earlier, take you home earlier than you're supposed to, right? And I'm going to share a story with you, and I'm going to share science that backs it up, right? Not knowing, here it is, not knowing what your life purpose could kill you. For real. And I'll share this story with you first and foremost, okay? This is why I'm here today. Still, I believe this is why I'm here. Because I figured out what my life purpose was, and now I knew what to fight for, right? Because when we don't know what to fight for, we get complacent. We get sad. We get depressed. We actually make ourselves sick, and we could actually cause ourselves to die. And check this out. Here's what I'm talking about. Hey, Sandy, what's happening? From PA. I loved it. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that. So check this out. Yeah, and I just have my new one up today. I just put it up this morning. So anyway, so watch this. So when I was 33, interesting, right? 33, those of you know me, know my thing about the threes, and think about what 33 is, right? Who knows what 33 is in Réal's world, okay? I'm not talking about Tony Dorsett, okay? Even though I love Tony Dorsett. Okay, so at 33, I'd never been to a funeral before. I was petrified of death and dying and all that stuff at that time, but at that time, my girlfriend asked me to go to her grandfather's funeral. I figured it was time for me to step up, put my big boy panties on and my overalls, right? And so, but all the funerals that I'd been to at this point were funerals I'd seen on TV. So I had this vision that a funeral was going to be a lot of people, everybody saying nice things and you know, crying and laughing and all that stuff that they do at a funeral. And when I got there, her grandfather was 87. I got to the funeral, there was me, the rabbi, my girlfriend, the mother, the father, the grandmother, and the sister. That's it. Two very big things happened to me. Because as this rabbi was talking about how great this grandfather was and how he had visions to do this and he was going to do that and he had plans to do that and, you know, all these, you know, things that he was supposed to do, I heard that. But the bigger picture was I was standing there and literally it started to spin like this. It just started to spin and spin and spin, and I could hear the rabbi's voice in the background. But it was just, life stopped for me, literally, right there. And it was at that point when I came up with the saying, I will believe in you, do you believe in yourself? Because I realized I don't want to walk this earth for 87 years and not make a difference so that nobody will come to my funeral. And then as I was driving home, I started to think about how he was talking about all the things that he was gonna do, that he was planning to do. And I thought, man, if I was to go home to be with the Lord right now, would I be that hood, would've, could've, should've guy, or would I be somebody who had accomplished a lot of stuff? And I realized at that time I'd be that would've, could've, should've guy. And so I said, you know what? I want to know and have some plans of attacks of why I'm here, what I'm called to do, right? And like I said, and as I was challenging, because I did have a vision from that point and where I was going, that, you know, I'm still here. And if you think about the people that live long lives, 100 plus, listen to their stories. They're people that were, you know, dying for something. They left legacies. You know, whether even it was family legacy, doesn't have to be great, but they had something they were fighting for, right? Because here's what science will show you. When we talk about people having a heart attack, right? When we talk about people having a stroke, you know, you know, you know, high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, cholesterol, all of those things are adding factors, they're added factors, okay? We were just talking about this with my book the other day, right? But here's what they'll tell you. Science shows us. I think it's like 90% or more heart attacks, strokes, first timers happen on Monday morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Interesting, right? Here's what we also know. 85% of Americans hate their jobs. They hate their jobs so much that they are literally making themselves sick. They'll be at Sunday, they'll be watching the football game, having a good time, and as soon as the football game's over and they start thinking about having to go back to work, they all of a sudden have a migraine. They get sick and they create stuff. You know, we were talking about this, you know, when you read my book, and you'll see, like, I literally created cancer in myself because I was so unhappy and I was so destructive, and there was things that I was doing. You know, you guys see a different version of me. I can't wait till you see the book, because it's like there's the real life that everybody knows, and then there's the behind the scenes life of Réal that nobody knew, which is powerful, and I'm excited to bring that to you because it lets you know, will help people to know that it's not all pretty, it's not all roses and smiley faces and hearts. All right? So when people don't have something that fulfills their heart, they tend to get complacent, they tend to get sad, they tend to just walk through life and check in, and they can literally cause themselves to check out. And so the question I ask us is, right, why wouldn't we go after our calling? Why wouldn't we go after, our purpose? Why wouldn't we look for that? And there's two real reasons. One is we don't know what it is yet. We haven't found it. So why wouldn't we go find it? Because in the subconsciously, we don't believe it. We don't believe we could achieve it. We don't believe we're worthy. So why bother? Let's just be complacent. Let's be grateful for what we have. And don't get me wrong, gratitude is an amazing thing. But are you being grateful because you're being complacent and don't believe in yourself? Are you being grateful because you're kicking butt and going after your dreams every day?
Well, there you have it. That was some, shall we say, food for thought, but it is the real deal, something that I really encourage you to put some serious thought into. So with that said, please subscribe to our podcast, Getting Real with Réal. Leave a comment and or rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever is your favorite place to listen to your podcast. That way it bumps our podcast up. More people get to hear it. That way we can change more lives, and that's what it's all about. So thanks for sharing this with your friends. I really, 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 really appreciate that. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Réal Andrews. So with that said, I am out of here. I will believe in you till you believe in yourself. Make the rest of the day the best of the day. God bless. Boom!